Hello friends, today we'll be going to talk about what is refresh interval in FlexCard, and we are going to see like different fetch options that can be configured in the data source in the FlexCard. And in Salesforce OmniStudio FlexCard, refresh interval timeout or delay timeout, those are the key properties can be configured in milliseconds within the data source settings to manage data fetching performance and UI responsiveness, right? So we are going to create a flex card from scratch, and we are going to see how it works actually. So let me just create a new flex card, and in here let me just provide the name as refresh interval demo, and let me just click on save. And in the settings, in the setup, we can find this data source option, right? We need to choose one specific data source from this list of data source. So today I'll be using this data mapper extract action to show the demo, and let me just show you the data mapper that I have already created. So it data mapper basically just retrieve one account information based on a given based on a input account ID, right? So this account ID will be passed from the flex card, and based on that account ID we'll be fetching some fields of the account like a name, website type, ID. And let me just show you the response what it will be look like. And in the key value pair we can pass this account ID, and in here like I am just passing an account record ID, and if I just execute it will just show those account fields like for this account information omega and c, it will just show those details. And while showing those fetch options and refresh interval, we are going to update this account record accordingly so that we can see those real-time updates is happening and interval wise updates are also happening, right? So let me just use this data mapper. So this data mapper name is get account info. So in here I'll just search for get account info, and in here and in the input map we just need to pass account record ID, right? Since account ID, so account ID, right? So in the extract path, if I just show you again, this account ID is the input value. So in the input map, key should be the account ID, and in the value we just need to pass like dynamic way. In here we can pass like account ID. So once clicking on add parameter, we can see this added automatically, this key is added. And if I just copy the account record ID from here, and I am just pasting in here, and on clicking on save and fetch, we can see this showing in a tabular format, or we can see the JSON response as well, right? And from the search element we can simply search for a data table and display the data. So this is, and if I just click on preview, let me just show you the before configuring the fetch options. So this is the response we are getting currently. And if I just update any account information, right? So in here currently we are seeing like account name, ID, website type. So let me just update the account website. So if I just provide the, after this .com, let me just for demo purpose I am just providing a keyword like updated, and let me just save. So this account record has been updated, the website has been updated, right? And if I just go to the OmniStudio build this FlexCard designer again in the preview, so we can't see the updates real time, right? And if I just click on this refresh, then only we can see that this website got updated. So this is not, so this is how it it will be look like if we don't configure the refresh options in the FlexCard, right? So now let me just go to the designer, and in the setup, again in this data source section, it will be find in the data source section. So in the data source section there is a section like fetch options, right? So on clicking on fetch options we can see different attributes are there like order by, reverse order, fetch timeout, refresh interval, delay. So let me just one by, so refresh interval is the most important part. So in here, so refresh interval is nothing but like sets the frequency at which the FlexCard checks for new data from the data source. So it automatically reloads the FlexCard and its child components if the data source records have changed, right? So this is how the refresh interval works, and it can be configured in milliseconds. So 1000 millisecond is equals to 1 second, right? So, and if I just read out the help text, so it will say like, to enable recursive updates of records, set an interval. The data source refreshes continuously at the given interval and reloads the FlexCard if changes are found in the data source record, right? And in the fetch timeout, so in the refresh interval we can just put any value like 2000. So we want to refresh the data each every 2 seconds, and we just need to see like best practices. Like if we just minimizes our refresh interval, so it will just make the server more load, so the performance wise it will be more bad if we just make the refresh interval to a less amount of value, less seconds. So we need to check like this interval should be as max as possible, like 1 or 2 days, or we can make it like 1 hour, 2 hour, those kind of uh, timeout settings we can make instead of making it just for 1-2 seconds delay. So let me just tell you, like I have talked about this refresh interval, we can make any value. So after configuring the like fetch options or providing the value in the refresh interval, we must click on this save and fetch unless the data will not be saved. So on clicking on save and fetch, we can see that data source got updated successfully. And let me just show you the preview ones. So currently this is updated, right? So if I just again update the account record, let me just remove this updated again, and let me just provide like fetch, and let me just click on save. And if I just go to the FlexCard designer, we can see that this website got automatically updated. We did not click on this refresh button, right? So this is how it works. And if I just update it again, like let me just update it type, let me just update it to a partner type, and we can see that real-time updates is happening, right? So this is how we can configure this refresh intervals in FlexCard. And fetch timeout is nothing but these are also configured in milliseconds. So fetch timeout is basically the amount of time the application waits for a response from the specified data source. Sometime what happens, like on those data external system doesn't means respond immediately, so it will take some time. In those cases we can make those configuration for fetch timeout, like it will just delay to get the response from a specific data source. It will be wait for the data source to get the response, right? So on those cases we can make this fetch timeout attribute configured properly. So specify so again, if I just tell you the description of what is the configurations can be done with this fetch timeout, can be like specifies the maximum time in milliseconds the OmniStudio waits for the data source to return a response. So we can make it to like uh 10,000 seconds, 10,000 milliseconds, right? uh, so using the 10,000 millisecond, that's means this OmniStudio will wait for the external system to wait for like maximum of 10 seconds, right? So 10 seconds to get the response back. So maximum time the OmniStudio will wait for the external system for 10 seconds. If the time exceeds, it will just return error, or like the data not found, those kind of error will be seen. So fetch timeout we have talked about. Now this delay is to like again it can be configured in milliseconds, and it is delay is to prioritize the data source call and avoid bundling it with other server request. Enter a delay time to specifically means sets a pause. It will just make a pause in the milliseconds before the data source call is executed, right? And function, it is used to prevent the data source call being bundled with other server requests and to prioritize or deprioritize specific data calls. So, and it can be useful for throttling API calls or ensuring that a search query only runs after a user has finished typing. Those kind of use cases we can achieve using these fetch options. So these are all like use cases of fetch options. So that's all for today's demo. Hope it will be helpful to you. And if you like this video, please do like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. I'll be uploading more tutorials on Salesforce, OmniStudio and data cloud topics. So please stay tuned and thanks for watching.